Evening. Humanitarian Simon McKeon has been named 2011 Australian of the Year. The 55-year-old Victorian was recognised for his tireless efforts helping others. McKeon says he's humbled by the award and hopes all Australians will be inspired to pursue charity work. Meanwhile, teen sailor Jessica Watson has won Young Australian of the Year. The 16-year-old Queenslander captured the nation's heart last year, becoming the youngest person to sail solo around the world non-stop.
I do want to keep pushing that really simple message that you've got to dream big and you've got to take that first step to make it happen. You don't have to be anyone special to achieve something.
Carl and Lisa, such a remarkable group of young Australians. Every one of them's a winner, and we're a winner for having them amongst our number. But tonight, my job is to announce Young Australian of the Year. And the winner of Young Australian of the Year is Jessica Watson.
When Jessica Watson sailed into Sydney Harbour on the 15th of May 2010, she cemented her place in history and captured the heart and dreams of a nation.
She's been through hell and back, through giant seas and 9-metre waves, but by far, this is the biggest wave she's ever seen. Good on you, Jessica! We love you! Go, Jessica!
After 210 days at sea, the 16-year-old schoolgirl from Queensland's Sunshine Coast achieved what many considered to be the impossible, becoming the youngest person to sail solo, unassisted and non-stop around the world.
Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip.
But Jessica was an unlikely adventurer. As a child, there was nothing about her that hinted at the increase that she would one day achieve.
We took the kids along to sailing classes in the school holidays. The other kids showed a lot of interest in it, but Jessica stood back and she was a little bit worried about strong wind days.
Even though we did have this, outdoorsy lifestyle, it wasn't me. I was the quiet, shy kid who didn't like adventuring and was pretty much scared of everything.
The last to ride a bike, the last to swim, the last... she had to work hard at everything.
That quiet determination drove her to prove that an ordinary girl with passion, focus and a dream could achieve the extraordinary.
Rather than looking like I might if I get the right opportunities, you take what you want to achieve and kind of work backwards and work out what steps you've got to do to get there. And as much as I had some great luck along the way and some incredible support, one way or the other, as I saw it, it was always going to happen somehow.
From the outside looking in, it does sound crazy because firstly, if you know nothing about sailing, you'd say a 35-year-old guy about to set off would say, because he's going to kill himself and I need rescue. Then you put a 16-year-old girl in there and it's even worse because then you think, wow, not only is the sailing bad, she's not capable of doing it because then they don't understand Jessica.
The most difficult part of her whole journey was in the very early days to be believed. And a 16-year-old girl sailing around the world, how could that be, You've got to be kidding, 16-year-old girls don't sail around the world. But that's only our perception.
Everyone hears about the part that we're sailed around the world, but that's actually an incredibly small part of the story. What happened behind the scenes with the team of people, getting the boat ready, and the years and the lead up to the voyage and that day before I left, that was the story, and it was just an incredibly proud moment to actually set off.
Together with her boat, Ella's Pink Lady, Jessica weathered every storm with a courage and determination that was far beyond her years. Yet the typical teenage girl was never far from the surface.
Basically, this is one of those days I said I'd never get on camera. Bad hair day. To grow a best friend. Row you row. I'm learning to drive at the moment. I think Mum and Dad are sometimes more scared of me behind the wheel of the Mini than they are of Pink Lady, so I'm getting there. It's a lot of fun, but yeah, learning to drive is a good challenge.
Honestly, she's just an ordinary girl, and she's just Jessica. There's nothing special about her. There's no amazing powers or abilities. She learnt it all. She read books. She talked to people. And that's something that everybody can do.
It doesn't have to be sailing around the world. It can be anything. It can be, getting that A. It can be finishing school. It can be learning to drive. It can be, campaigning for climate change. All of those things we're passionate about. It doesn't have to be sailing, but what I'm saying is that dream big and get out there and make it happen. Thank Thank you, Prime Minister, and thank you to Australia for not what I see only as an acknowledgement, but an opportunity. 2, maybe 3 years ago, I was the last person anyone would have expected to have sailed around the world. The first time I went sailing, I was terrified. And yet here I am today, totally humbled to be receiving this because I did. And what I taught myself, or what I learned, was that you don't have to be anyone or anything to achieve something. You've just got to believe in it and work hard. It doesn't have to be sailing around the world. It might be building an orphanage in Cambodia, campaigning for climate change, or something as simple as getting a driver's license or passing that maths test. We're lucky enough to call Australia home, a place where we have every opportunity to make these things happen. So to all you Aussies out there, particularly us young guys, let's dream big, but more importantly, let's make it happen. Let 2011, the year that we make that first step towards making Australia even more incredible. Thanks.
And a huge congratulations to Jessica Watson. You are certainly a wonderful role model for all young Australians, Jessica. She's not bad for the rest of us either.
Exactly. Watch out for her on the roads. Literally. Well, coming up soon, the awards for the Senior and Australian of the Year. And join us after the break for a sensational performance from Jessica Mauboy and Stan Walker.